from iHeartRadio. This is Medical Monday, presented by St. Dominic's. This is Randy Bell, and I'm joined again today by Louisa Whitmire, a health coach dietitian at St. Dominic's. Louisa, this time we want to focus more on healthy eating. We hear all the time that we should eat those fruits and vegetables. For some people, it may work better to make it a gradual process with a goal in mind than to do it all at once.
That's correct. So I always encourage people to start where they are. So if you're not eating fruits and vegetables consistently, either not any in a day or just a few times a week, try to start with a goal of one fruit and one vegetable every day, and then gradually work up to the 5 a day, which would be 3 vegetables and 2 fruits. And then an easy way, once you get to that goal, an easy way to kind of remember to get your 5 a day in is to have 1 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, and 2 at supper, which would be your 5. And you can divide those up however works best within your day.
And when we talk about a good diet, we don't need to forget the healthy proteins.
Protein is something that, when included in our meals, helps keep us full, along with fiber, which comes from our fruits and vegetables. So it's always a good idea to include a good bit of protein in with our meals. Some healthy choices would be your chicken, fish, turkey. Make sure to get leaner cuts of those and to trim any visible fat off of our protein sources before we cook them if possible. And then just to make sure that we get them baked, broiled, grilled as much as possible, and try to stay away from fried or limit that as much as we can.
A lot of us enjoy eating out, but the more we cook our meals at home, the more control we can have over what we're eating.
That's correct, too, yes. A lot of times when we go out to eat, there are more chances for us to intake more fat, more sugar, more sodium, which if you're watching any of those in your diet or in the foods that you intake, you might not realize how much more you're getting if you eat out. Plus, if you go somewhere and you're paying for your meal, we've all seen an increase in prices. Sometimes you can feel like, oh, I paid for this, I need to eat the whole thing. So if you are eating out, you can always half whatever meal you order and get placed in front of you and go in and put it in a to-go box at the beginning of the meal, and you can stretch that to 2 meals. And that would cut back some too on the extras that we take in.
Some other good advice is to cut back on foods with added sugar.
Sugar is something that is very addictive for a lot of people. So making sure that you are cutting back on those very obvious sources of sugar is a great idea. So any sodas, sweet tea, juices that have a lot of added sugar are easy things to try to limit if we're trying to be healthier in the new year. And then any food, too, with added sugar, which would be more things like your cakes, cookies, pies, candy, ice cream. Try to find substitutes for that, or just limit how much you ingest those.
And when we shop at the supermarket, good idea to check the nutrition labels on those food packages.
That's true, too. I don't know if you've ever heard, shop the perimeter of the grocery store and try to stay away from the inside aisles. That's a tip you can use, but some of those inside aisles, too, will have some of those lower fat items also that you can incorporate in. Just making sure that anything that you're trying to limit or reduce in your diet, you are looking at those on the food label. It'll have all that on there, your fat, your sodium, your sugar, and just try to watch the percentages on there, too, that can help you kind of keep an eye on those items.
But healthy food doesn't have to be bland food. Wouldn't you agree?
That's correct, too. There are lots of spices that you can add in to your foods to help flavor them. Lemon juice is a great addition that you can put in. Onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, if you're not having to watch your sodium intake, is a great thing. And then adding in, if you are watching fat intake, substituting things like sour cream with low-fat yogurt is a good addition. You can always put applesauce in recipes to help cut the fat sources that you add into them. So there's lots of different things that you can do these days to help keep your food flavorful.
That's Louisa Whitmire, and I'm Randy Bell. Medical Monday is presented by St. Dominic's.